What's up? What's up? What's up, everybody? Welcome back to another segment of the Late Night Show with your host, Dr. Kojo. I'm checking in from what was a sunny day here in Los Angeles, California. Maybe a couple of earthquakes here and there, but nothing too crazy. But we have a very exciting topic today. We're going to be talking about the 5 neurodivergent commandments, and these 5 commandments were created by none other than yours truly. These are things that I live by, and I feel like these things can provide some value to you and hopefully simplify your life and allow you to create a system. I've been talking a lot about systems as of late because that's how we get things done. Anybody, but especially when you're neurodivergent. So, like I said, my name is Dr. Kojo. I'm checking in from sunny Los Angeles, California. Use the comment section to let me know your name and also where you're checking in from. Let's get started. Ciola, how are you doing? Normally it's Austin who has the first comment, and you beat Austin to it. So congratulations, Ciola. Congrats, you were first up. We have Michaela checking in from Louisiana on TikTok. Michaela's an OG. Michaela, what's going on? What's going on? We have Jazz on TikTok checking in from Virginia Beach, Virginia. What's up? What's up? What's up? Austin, of course, from the Midwest. Megan checking in from Orlando, Florida. Megan, I know where you're at. I'm in Orlando too. Just kidding. Sophia, what's going on? Ciola checking in from San Antonio. Ciola slid in. She saw that you in the restroom and she slid in. Jamie, located in Charlotte, North Carolina. Jamie, how are you doing? We have Tara. Terranoid. Okay, Terranoid, like paranoid. Gotcha. We got Tara checking in from New Brunswick, Canada. That's awesome. We have an international audience. I love that. Nicole Pitts checking in from Oklahoma City. Nicole, how are you doing? Sophie Ford checking in from where she's checking in from. And Jamie, I'm doing great today. We had a little bit of an earthquake here in LA, but I didn't feel it. So I'm all good. And I'm positioned to give you all the 5 neurodivergent commandments. So I'm feeling great today. Sophie from Fayetteville, North Carolina. Awesome, awesome. Okay. All right. Let's go ahead and get started so that way the people who want the tips can get the tips that y'all signed up for. We have Wendy checking in from Salt Lake City as well. Okay, Wendy, how are you doing? How are you doing? All right, so the first neurodivergent commandment is develop a 1 to 2 step routine. So I think I've said this before, but I had to make it a bit more specific. Congratulations, Michaela. I see that comment. I had to make things a bit more specific. So when I say routine, I think when people hear routine, they think of like 7 things to do in a single day. 7 is a lot. 7 is a lot. 7 is a lot to do in a week, honestly. So a 1 to 2 step routine, super simple. This is something that we can all accomplish to the best of our ability. I'm talking about waking up, making your bed, and brushing your teeth. That's it. There we go. We're done. A 1 or 2 step routine. You wake up, take the dog out, make your breakfast, something like that. Super simple, super simple. And what you'll find is that when you start with these simple things, you start to pick up momentum. And then, it was kind of like chasing dopamine in the ways that you do it. Now you're picking up momentum. Now you're getting things done because you started the day off with a sense of accomplishment, right? And confidence comes from repeated self-achievement. So as you do these things over and over with consistency, you start to trust your ability to get things done. And now we feel better about ourselves. And that because we feel better about ourselves, we can get more things done. And I know in today's society, productivity is like a big thing that everybody's trying to figure out. How do we become more productive? How do we use AI for this? How do we that's fine. That's all good and dandy, but we need to make things simple. Very, very, very simple. A 1 or 2 step routine. Something super simple. And if you're depressed, if you're in a depressive episode right now, and you tell me that a 2 step routine is too difficult, I believe you, because depression makes everything that much harder. So if you have to do a 1 step routine, literally just waking up and washing your face, if that was your goal for the day, and you woke up and you wash your face, you have to, it is better to take a piece of paper and pencil and write, wash my face. It's a simple one-step routine. Or you can just put a routine that way. You have to specify the steps. But routine. Wash my face. And go to the bathroom. Cut the water on. I washed my face. And you come back. Then you get the satisfaction of crossing it out. All right. Yeah, I washed my face. I washed my face. There we go. It's that simple. It is that simple. And simple is not always simple, but it's that straightforward. I don't want to say simple because it can be very difficult to do. So just keep that in mind. 1 to 2 step routine. Michaela on TikTok is saying, daily devotion with coffee before the house wakes up is my morning routine. That, if Michaela has been doing that, if you can do that consistently, you trust in your ability to wake up before the house wakes up. So now, not only do you get your morning coffee, but you also get some time to yourself where you can just breathe and think before other humans wake up, and then they're breathing in your area and in your space, and you're getting frustrated. So we have to make things easy for ourselves. Sarah, thank you so much. I appreciate you on TikTok. Where's 1.2? No. So it's a 1 to 2 step routine, Megan. So it's a 1 to 2 step routine. Some of us have kids. The children are wild. Yeah, kids can be wild. Kids can be very wild. And that's why if you're able to wake up before the kids, but then sometimes that's also difficult too. So maybe your system is not like Michaela's, but if you're able to wake up a little bit earlier than other people, you do have some me time, some alone time. And I tend to find out that people who can't wake up really early like to stay up late and get that me time. I think I'm one of those people. I know I'm one of those folks, but I'm switching things around so I can be more of a morning person. All right. I'm going to drop the second one in real quick, but let me see what people are saying. Lucky Tabby Kitten, is good to see you. Spartan, you can go to any, well, you can't go to any doctor, but you can start with your primary care provider and get referred to a psychiatric specialist or a psychologist. And Clorox, these tips will help you get out of a bipolar depressive episode, in my opinion. It's called the 5 Neurodivergent Commandments, but you can use it for anything. And if you're talking about bipolar depression, this is something that is, keep in mind, bipolar disorder is the condition that has the highest suicide rate. And bipolar depression, it feels sometimes like death. It feels awful. And then you're just really waiting around for your next manic episode or hypomanic episode to get things done. So being kind to yourself is going to be key. But just like the first tip of the Neurodivergent Commandments, which was find a simple routine, a 1 or 2 step routine, that can be very helpful, especially if you're in that depressive funk. Something that you can do every single day. If you wake up and get the dog out, congratulations. You have to celebrate. Especially if it's a bipolar depression episode, because a lot of times, like let's take bipolar 2. Bipolar 2 disorder looks like a lot of depression and anxiety. And, sometimes you just sit around and wait for the mania to come. Sometimes the mania doesn't come in time to rescue you. So we have to rely on these small habits. And if you can't do it, don't beat yourself up. We'll talk about the negative self-talk as well, too. No problem, Spartan. From Alabama, Roll Tide. Ryan, I'm doing good. How about you? Amber, going for your daughter's first appointment. Congratulations. Happy to be here. 5-year-old. Ooh. I hope you're able to find somebody in your area to help you out with that. And if you're able to understand your 5-year-old's method of communication, that could be game-changing as well. All right, the second tip. Let me drop the second tip in, and then I will answer some questions. Because I can do both. I have ADHD, so I can do both. I'm all over the place. Let me talk about the second tip real quick, and then we'll answer some questions. We'll mix in the Q&A, whatever y'all want, as best as I can provide it. You got to count the small wins. Count the small wins, or the small things that you were able to do that you feel proud about. So today, my small wins were I was able to get the comedy class on time. I was able to work out in the gym. And I have this new thing where I do 45 minutes of cardio before I lift weights. It makes the lifting the weights harder, but also keeps you in good cardiac shape. And I was able to do both of those things. I was able to eat fairly clean a day, no additives or sugars or nothing like that. So that's 3 wins. I was able to straighten out my schedule for next week. I'll be in the Bay Area doing some comedy shows, uh, plane tickets and Airbnbs and stuff like that. And my housekeeper came today and helped me out and got things straightened out. I was able to pay her on time, and a lot of times I forget to pay her. So I have a couple of small ones that I'm very proud of. And sometimes we live life on autopilot and we don't take note of these small wins. You have to celebrate every single small win. You got out of bed, that's a small win. I got out of bed this morning on time. It's because I had to move the car, but I still got out of bed and I took my Adderall and we had a good day. So you see how the small ones are stacking up? It makes you feel better about yourself. So keep that in mind. The small ones are important. They're actually big wins, but the average neurotypical person would say, "Oh, that's a small thing. You made your bed." No, that's a big thing. I made my bed. Let me see. Bipolar 2 is a pain, but I'm working on getting out. Thank you for the advice. Clorox, no problem. I know bipolar 2 can be a pain. Bipolar 2 is the hardest condition for me to diagnose because it's just sometimes it's like you have to go through a long list of other things in your head before you're like, hold up, this could be bipolar 2 disorder. So it can be kind of tricky to catch because you see people in the depressive episodes more when they have bipolar 2. So sometimes we're not able to get enough collateral history to figure out what's up with the mania or hypomania. But you got this, Clorox. You got this. Roll Tide. Yay! Ryan, I hope I can make it to Tuscaloosa for a game this year. I hope I can make it. If I'm able to make it to Tuscaloosa for a game, I'll post on Facebook. And then wherever y'all are, tailgating at, I want to be out there. I want to be fully immersed in the experience. So I'll be looking forward to that. How do you encourage a preteen to try these things? Mine just rolls her eyes at me when I suggest small habits for her to try. I see her struggling so hard. So Jacqueline, great question. And keep in mind, neurodivergence runs in families. And even if it's not a neurodivergent thing and it's just a mental health thing, these small habits are important. So the best way to really show somebody something is by action. People don't listen to talk. You can talk up and down all day. Unless people really resonate with what you're saying for whatever reason, they won't listen to you. So if she sees that you're doing the small habits and you explain it to her, I think that could go a little bit further. But like when I was 12, 13, I didn't know the importance of making your bed and brushing your teeth, taking a shower, or getting the trash out, or doing what I said I was going to do, because you have your parents who help to put that system in place for you. But as an adult, and Jacqueline, as an adult, we have nobody. We have to be our own. We have to parent ourselves, right? We have to make sure that we take care of these things. So, she can't see it right now because she's 12, but eventually, we hope that she would see these things. Emily started a new medication, has been working well. That's a win right there. Do you know how hard it is to take a certain medication every single day at the same time? That's a win. And that's why people who are taking medications like certain antipsychotics where you can get the medication in a long-acting injectable format, I think that's a game changer because it's so much easier to take a shot once a month of Invega or Risperidol twice a month instead of having to take the pills every day. So however best you can make things simple for you, I think that's key. Emily cleaned her room today. It's a small win. Oh, I know your life story. Oh boy. Paint Pillow on TikTok. Paint Pillow, how are you doing? I think, is your name Sarah? Remember, chose to eat one meal today. That's a small win right there. First meal in 3 days. Congratulations. Heather, I see you. Keep going. I see you. Keep going. Keep going. The first one was having a simple routine, like a 1 to 2 step routine. Number 2 is counting up the small wins. How do I make myself get up and do things when my physical condition is poor? Ooh. So, Binky, this might be a bit difficult because you have a physical condition. So, whatever small thing you can do, if you're able to do something, do it. But you have to clearly delineate between what you can do and what you physically can't do. And then stop beating yourself up for the things that you physically can't do. Because it's not a matter of if you will or won't with certain things. It's a matter of if you can or can't. So if you can't do something, Binky, it'd be helpful for you to not be hard on yourself. You know? Yeah, a simple routine. Simple routine. Simple, simple, simple. Simple. Especially for those of us who like to overcomplicate things. And I'm talking to myself with that. And Heather, thank you so much. I appreciate you on TikTok. I saw my new doctor. She started me on gabapentin. Okay, there we go. A big win. Shout out to gabapentin. Such a versatile medication. Nerve pain, used for mood. Versatile medication. All right, number 3. The Neurodivergent Commandments. Another small win right here. I went to therapy today. You gotta celebrate these wins. After this live stream, I'm in an NCAA dynasty, and I have a game. My team is Ole Miss, and I'm playing a guy who has his team is Kansas. So I hope I can pull out that small win, but I'm not the best at that game yet. So we'll have to see. Number 3, learn your communication style. This right here will save you potentially thousands of dollars in divorce fees. It'll save you a lot of wasted time with arguments. It'll save relationships. It will save you a lot of money from potential jobs you could have been fired from. When you know how you communicate best, you can let people know that, right? So it's important to know these things. Let's say you are somebody who you're a visual learner. Then hearing things is not going to be that helpful for you. So you can tell your people, your person, hey, I prefer if you just showed me this, because it doesn't make sense if I hear or I speak it. Can you show it to me? And when we talk about autism is all autism is, well, not all, but to sum it up, autism is a different way of communicating with the world. And of course, people are able to split this up between verbal and nonverbal. But even if you are verbal and you're autistic, the way you communicate is different from how a neurotypical person would communicate. And this is where the breakdowns of communication lead to irritability, anxiety, anger, meltdowns, blowouts. And it's not that you're aggressive. You just don't understand what's going on, and people don't understand you. That can be very frustrating. Let's see. Right. So the guy in the franchise is like, "You ready to play?" So give me 15 minutes. Not yet. I'm not ready to play right now. So learn your communication style. Small one. Started second year of homeschooling our 2 girls. That's awesome. And I totally lied to this guy, and I said that I'm not home, but he'll be fine. I'll get on the game when I can. How do we figure that out? Oh, Tiffany. Hi, I'm Kojo, and I'm happy that you finally caught a live, Tiffany. I'm happy you're here. Kelly has a good question. How do you figure out your communication style? Well, let me click Kelly's second comment. I have trouble meeting other people's communication styles. I get frustrated easily. All right, so Kelly, before you worry about other people, how do you best communicate? What things frustrate you? That's where I start off at. Like, what are the things that piss you off? Like, oh, I hate it when people talk too fast. I hate when people, if you write, I hate it when, and then you fill out the blanks, those are things that you don't like. So looking for the opposite. You see what I'm saying? If we don't know how our style is, maybe we can go backwards and reverse engineer it and see what's going on. communication styles are difficult in our house because we're all different. Right. And what Amber is saying is how most houses are. I know in my family, our communication styles are all different. So without us getting on the same page, things are going to be all over the place, and we'll waste money. We'll miss out on things until we can get to a common denominator as best as possible. So, people have different personalities, even twins. You can have twins, triplets, all different personalities, all communicate in a different way. So when you understand how somebody communicates, you can talk. I really believe that if you understand how somebody communicates, you can work through just about anything with that person. It's just a matter of if you want to work through that thing with them. If you understand how your boss communicates and then they understand how you communicate, you can finagle a raise. Hey, I got all these spreadsheets done this month. Am I able to get this or that or this or that? Right? Or, hey, I just don't like it when this happens. It just doesn't make me feel good. Now you prevented the argument. You felt better about yourself. So communication styles are huge. They're huge. I'm worried about communicating effectively in this intake meeting tomorrow. I'm worried our concerns won't be taken seriously, or because I don't explain right, she won't get the help she deserves. Amber, what you could do is you could start off, and I'm not sure what the intake is going to be like, but you can start off the intake by saying, I'm happy to be here. I am a little bit concerned. I'm not sure if, like you're going to be able to comprehend what I'm saying, or I'm not sure if I'm a little bit worried that I won't explain myself right. And now the other person is like, okay, all right, cool. So this person, a lot's happening right now. They're here at this intake, but this person wants to know how they can best elaborate and articulate themselves. And they're a little bit self-conscious about it. So somebody who is, good at their job on the other side will be like, all right, okay, cool. So they've let me know that they're a little bit nervous. So let me make sure I can key in on what I have to do to create an environment where this person can communicate what they need. It's all about communication. So it's just like giving a group presentation and you're sitting there talking to the class and you're nervous and you start by saying, I'm happy to be here, but I am a little nervous, to be honest. It puts everybody at ease, as opposed to you just kind of like fidgeting and you're like, oh my gosh, like I'm here, and then people are having like secondhand embarrassment. It's very similar to comedy. Just state where you are emotionally. It's been a long day. I'm not all the way here, but I'm happy to be at this intake. I'm not sure if I can really like say what I want to say. I'm worried that I might be taken out of context, but this intake is very important to me. And the person on the other side should be like, all right, okay, if I use any big words, let me know. Let's make this as simple as possible. Simplicity is key. Simplicity is key. I always try to avoid human contact nowadays. It's so easy with electric communications apps. If I don't have to have a phone face contact, I avoid it. All right, and Kelly, I see that this is where the world is moving to. Like a lot of us, if we can skip out on talking to people, we probably would. But and if that's your default, that's fine. But whenever we do get the chance to interact with people, it's a good time to practice our social skills and run towards our fears just a little bit. You don't have to have a full-blown conversation with somebody, but you're at the Ralph's, you're at Kroger's, Winn-Dixie, whatever grocery store you go to, and then you're getting your food, and then you see the greeter. Hey, thank you so much. Oh, weather's nice. Just that small talk. And then look, I'm not a small talk fan, but just a little something here and there just to test your your social skills. It wouldn't hurt. It wouldn't hurt. And Kelly, people might misinterpret you, but that's on them. It's only our job to articulate ourselves effectively, but it's not our job to worry about if people have us, misinterpreted or so on and so forth. We can just do the best that we can to articulate ourselves. Yeah, Amber, look, I'm excited. I want to know what's going to happen. And it makes sense to be nervous. Like if you go in for intake and you're not nervous, then I'm concerned. I'm like, why are y'all so comfortable here at the doctor's office? You're not nervous? Like I'd be nervous to, go for an intake. JT, I appreciate you. Thank you so much. I do what I can. Kelly, We got this. We got this. I have PTSD and I always feel like I'm being attacked in disagreements. I drive myself crazy. And look, you can be a little bit nicer to yourself, but also put that back on the screen. The PTSD is a diagnosis, so it's an explanation of the behaviors that you exhibit. It doesn't mean you're a bad person. It doesn't mean you have to drive yourself crazy. It just means that this is how we are now because of what's happened to us. All right, cool. So how do I use what I have and where I am to be easier to myself, to be nicer to myself? These things are all key. And Tiffany says, thank you, JT. Thank you so much. For me, as a person with ADHD, with both ADHD and social anxiety, I do well at the initial pleasantries, but after the first 30 minutes, I get super awkward. Well, Tiffany, give yourself credit. You lasted for 30 minutes. And for me, I'm actually more interested in what happens after the first 30 minutes, because the first 30 minutes is rehearsed. You know, Tiffany, that's your act. My name is Tiffany P, blah, blah, I'm from so-and-so, blah, blah. All right, cool. After the rehearsal, right? After 30, if I'm talking to Tiffany, I'm really interested in like what happens after 30 minutes, because that's who you really are. Like when you start to get awkward, then I'm like, all right, cool. Like, yeah, now this is who I actually have in front of me. Now I get to know the real Tiffany, not Tiffany's representative. Amber said same. Sophie said same. I like Tiffany. Lucky Tabby agrees. Masking. I don't want the mask. I don't want the mask. Take the mask off. Take the mask off. I watched the mask with Jim Carrey the other day, and that mask gave him superpowers. It's very similar to the mask that we wear, because with this mask we rehearse people's cadence and how to go about life, but it's not who we really are. So you got to take the mask off. And if I can recall correctly, at the end of the movie, Jim Carrey did get the girl. He used the mask a little bit, but he got the girl at the end. So take off the mask and be who you are. Be who you are. Leilani, how are you doing? How are you doing? Leilani is one of our moderators, and I know she's checking in from Tennessee, unless she's on the road or on the go. Happy to have you here, Tiffany. It is key. And thoughts on Spravato? So Spravato, I think it's that's what the nasal spray, esketamine for treatment-resistant depression. I think it can be helpful. And even ketamine, because Spravato is esketamine, but even ketamine, which is used off-label for depression, I feel like it can be very helpful. Now, mental health is complex, so we have to use everything in our arsenal, everything that we can, to help people out. Humor is key for me. It loosens everyone up and brings us to a human level. Tiffany, I agree. I couldn't agree more. Every single sentence, I agree. It helps you loosen up. You just get, because before the jokes, like, we're just all uptight, and after the jokes, we start to vibe. Now we're vibing. It's the vibing part that I think we really like. Yeah, that's ketamine, the nasal spray. I don't know why I did this with my nasal. I don't know why I did that. No problem, JT. Thank you so much. But I almost never interact with the same people again. Yeah. So yeah, I hate it when I meet somebody super cool and I'm like, dang it, I wish I could meet them again. Happy birthday to your husband. I hope y'all had a Tennessee Saturday night. I hope everything was awesome. Ooh, this one right here, number 4. This is a big one right here. Oh, it's almost time for the water break. Not quite yet. Almost time. I don't think ketamine is available online. I would say that you have to go in, because ketamine is IV. So being in nature soothes my soul. Yeah. I've gone outside recently. I've started to go outside and touch grass. It's been good for my mental. Join Madden. So it's an NCAA game, and right now it's not set up for streaming. I have to fix something, because when I stream, it lags. I got blasted. Like, I lost by like 50 points because my stream wasn't set up correctly. So let me fix the stream, and then I'll stream the game for you all. All right, it is time for the water break, though. It's time for the water break. So Cheers. Big cheers. The water break is an opportunity for us to get some water in. All right, I glitched right now. Did I glitch? The water break is an opportunity for us to get some water in. As neurodivergent people, we sometimes forget to drink water. A lot of times we forget to drink water. And whenever I drink water during the water break, it lets me know how parched I am. So we'll see. We'll see how much water I've had by how much of this I drink. Big cheers, y'all. Big cheers, everybody. So clearly, I was underhydrated today. I may have been in the garden like Tiffany. I was or Tiff. There's two Tiffany's. There's Tiff and Tiffany. Tiff and Tiffany. Don't want to confuse them. Tiff, not Tiffany. Tiffany, not Tiff. Yeah, Tiffany is impressive. Your boy is thirsty. I'm thirsty. So yeah, that's why we have the water break. Because we don't be drinking sometimes. All right, number 4, learn your boundaries. Our boundaries are so important because this is how we teach other people how to treat us. That's what boundaries are. So when people say, well, I don't know how to enforce boundaries, it means you don't know how to position other people, and you don't know how to tell people how to treat you. And when you don't know how to do that, people will treat you how they feel like they should treat you. And hopefully we can meet some good people who would treat us with kindness and respect, and they don't take advantage of us. But we know that we live in a world where we have givers and takers. You got givers and takers. It's binary. You're one or the other. You're not like a give/taker. You're a giver or you're a taker. A lot of us tend to be givers. And with poor boundaries, we run into takers who just take everything from us, right? So we have to figure out, how do we speak up for ourselves? How do we, what are the boundaries that cannot be crossed? And also, if you find yourself having to implement boundaries with somebody over and over and over and over and over and over, that could be a sign that maybe it's time to take a step back. Take a step back. Take a step back now. Now you can see that before, all you could see is my shirt was a red shirt. Now I took a step back. You can see, oh, this is a CVS shirt. Right. Because I took a step back. Now I took a step back. I can see more. Now we can see this camera equipment right here. Got some camera equipment. Got this. Got some batteries. Before in the live stream, all you could see was a red shirt right here. Sometimes we're so zoomed in we can't see the bigger picture. I take a step back. Oh, you got a red CVS shirt on. Okay, cool. If you have to keep repeating your boundaries over and over to somebody, it's a sign that they're not listening to you. And sometimes people are like, oh, I'm going to show them. The best way to show somebody is to leave. And we could do a whole live stream on boundaries. For some reason, I feel like we should do a live stream on boundaries again. But if you have a hard time setting boundaries as somebody who's neurodivergent, people will punish you. That's just the truth. People will punish you because not everybody's coming at it with a good heart. And also, people project a lot. People are going through things, and we have to extend some grace to them. But you can extend grace to people from a distance. Like that song, "From a Distance." Yeah. That's all I know of this song. I'm always afraid people won't like me or will think I'm being mean if I want to put up a boundary. And Kelly, if you're afraid of that, you'll be a prisoner of your fear. And I can tell that you're a sweet soul, and I hope that you're around people who have good intentions for you, but people who are still working through their traumas and their issues, and people who are projecting, they find somebody like you and they start to salivate. They're like, yeah, we're going to take as much as we can. We're going to take everything from Kelly. Like they love it. So this is the problem, but it's also the solution. That's the good. This is good news. It's not a bad thing. It's a problem, but it's also the solution. It's also a solution. So I see a lot of silver lining here. Learn boundaries. Oh, Michaela is on Facebook now. Okay, that's awesome. I saw you on TikTok. Now you're on Facebook. Thank you so much for coming over. I appreciate you, Michaela. Learn boundaries was a big point in our marriage. We married so young that we had to learn our boundaries together. And actually, thank you for saying that, because sometimes people feel like if you can't set boundaries, you have to leave your person and break the relationship up. No, you just have to do some hard work. And as we can see, y'all had some hard work to do here, but it was worth it. It was worth it. Italiano on TikTok, how are you doing? How are you doing? Page 190, the book, Trust in My Gut. And learn to lay out boundaries at work was big for me, because I hate upsetting people. But whose peace am I keeping? Mine or theirs? Right. And nobody ever taught us how to set boundaries in grade school. They were busy teaching us about the 14 planets, and when Christopher Columbus came to Jacksonville, Florida for a Jaguars game and all this extra stuff. I'm like, teach me about boundaries. Teach me about how to regulate my mood. Teach me about how to, respect myself. But, I'm not sure what they're teaching the kids in the curriculum nowadays. But I had to draw a boundary with my in-laws this past weekend. And Leilani, family, and I agree with this. We can never have to make boundary live streams, but family is the hardest place to set boundaries with. But that's probably the most important, because when you're family, you expect, oh, we're family, so they should be okay with this. Well, guess what? No, we live different lives. We have different values. We have a different way of going about things. We have different communication styles. These are all important things. So we can have a live stream on how to set boundaries with family. Oh my gosh. Oh my goodness. Oh my. Amen, huh? Amen. Oh man. Sometimes I almost feel guilty or bad about implying boundaries with certain people because of their judgmental or narcissistic personality type. Is that normal? It's common. I don't know if it's normal, but it's common. Keep in mind that people, these are the people who are they have power over you. If you're afraid to set a boundary with that person has power over you. I don't make the rules, unfortunately. I've had to struggle with this myself, and I'm getting better. And I'm very proud of the progress that I'm making. Your TikTok quit loading. Okay, well, I'm happy that you're over here, so thank you so much. I'm happy that you're over here. Ooh, boundaries. I'm not sure what to teach your kids about Columbus. I went to school in the South, so the things that we were taught were different than what kids learned in other parts of the country. I've had to learn how to be very vocal and specific with people, or they will continue. Right. And look, Lucky, when you snap, oh my gosh, I have to make some videos about boundaries. Oh my goodness. Oof. When you snap, then it shows that they have control over you because they've moved you off of center emotionally. So the best way is, if somebody is emotionally labile and you're trying to have a conversation with them, you can't be up and down too. Hang in the pocket and deliver your words, and do your best to be as stoic as possible, and do your best to be respectful, because setting boundaries doesn't mean that we have to disrespect them. We don't match disrespect with disrespect. We match disrespect with I'm out. That's all. Disrespect me, I'm out. But don't try and match disrespect with disrespect, because it's a losing game, and we are better than that. We are. Sophie, this is all facts, and this is why a lot of times with narcissists, the best thing you can do for them is just to lean back. How to teach kids boundaries. See, this is what I wish they would teach in the curriculum at school. I'm gonna go into an elementary school one day, maybe my niece's school, because otherwise it'll be creepy for me to be in somebody's elementary school. I'm gonna go in there and figure out what's on the curriculum. What are they teaching these kids? What are they teaching these kids in the West Coast? Oh, in a good way. 9 years in July, but I wouldn't trade our ups and downs for anything. Michaela, thank you for sharing this. I feel like, side note, if you are in a relationship, and you're happy, I think you don't have to share things online, but I would like to hear more about happy couples on the internet. It's been too much back and forth, men and the women. Blah, 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 blah. We can't go to Cheesecake Factory. Would you rather hang out with a man or a bear? I want to hear from happy couples. So, Michaela, your story is an amazing story. And on behalf of everybody here, we want to hear your story. Or at least I want to hear it. Yeah. By hearing and hearing by, this is making my mind go. We might need an updated boundaries live stream. I homeschool, so that's what I can use. Okay. Boundaries for kids. Leilani, can you take note of this in the Discord? These are great topics. It's in Florida. This sounds like a Mickey Ficky story. I hope there's some Mickey Ficky involved in there, because I like the Mickey Ficky. Let me drop the last Neurodivergent Commandment in here. Let's see. Okay. Texas guy in my franchise turning on the PlayStation in 5. Hopefully he's not watching the live stream too. He's like, "You're a liar." Okay. All right. Let me see. Them Southern mamas who have their very strong opinions of everything. Ooh. Oh my gosh. Boundaries for in-laws. Boundaries for kids. Boundaries for relation. Oh my man. Oh, we can have a boundaries week. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. We're happy. My husband is the best, even when he annoys me. Amber, that's the point of a husband. A husband is supposed to. We are here to annoy you. Like that's what we do. You know, we annoy you, but this is annoyance that you want. Because some nuisances you don't want. You know, like somebody chewing your ear. You know, there's certain things you don't want, but like, you know, when your husband's like, you know, hiding your bra or like pretending to put it on. You know, like sometimes we do some corny things or a dad joke here and there. It might not be funny, but that's why you like us. You know, so yeah, your husband is supposed to annoy you. A boundary marathon. I like that. I really like that. And the 5th commandment is be forgetful of mistakes. But let me see Michaela's story. A little side mission. So he messaged me on Meet Me and asked if the beach was nice. I said, yeah, my brother and I will be there tomorrow. We went. This man walked up to me and said, wow, you're prettier than your picture. It's always good when the girl's actually the girl that shows up and is not a catfish. And I told him to sit down and talk to me. His mama left him there to hang with me for a while. And then we met at the mall the next day. He went back to Tennessee and me to Louisiana. Now we're married for 9 years in my hometown with 2 kids. More to come after nursing school. Congratulations. That's a happy love story right there. And I hope the nursing school is difficult, but I hope it goes great for you. And afterwards, y'all can get back to the Mickey Ficky and you can put some more babies in your stomach. Make the family bigger. Did I tell you I had to? Tiff, this made my day right here. You have to look up Mickey Ficky when you first came here. Yeah, so Mickey Ficky. Mickey Ficky is a noun, is a verb, is an adjective, is a versatile word. I don't like to cuss, so Mickey Ficky can substitute for the MF word. But you can say, oh, that Mickey Ficky pencil, the Mickey Ficky guitar, that Mickey Ficky journal that you got over there. Or the Mickey Ficky could be what two adults do when the kids aren't around. That's the Mickey Ficky, right? And sometimes kids do Mickey Ficky, but that's bad. If your kid doing Mickey Ficky, not good. Bad. That's why some of us are single. Do a boundaries week. This is a great. Yeah, we need a boundaries week. We need a boundaries week. Do you think I could do a run of live streams even in the Bay next week? But potentially. But
your comedy shows are at night. If you do it, it could be a breakfast show.
A breakfast show. Yeah. But I'm trying to have a boundaries week. Yeah, a boundaries week.
Breakfast show works.
Okay, all right. Yeah, I like that. It was God 100%. Didn't even want to be in Florida. I dumped someone. Oh, wow. And look, Michaela, so sometimes when we are in unhappy relationships, it's not because the person's bad. We just don't like the person. Sometimes you don't like your person. That's fine. But when it's like that, you should set them free. And look, Michaela, you set him free, and guess what? You found your husband. Put boundaries for kids, right? In-laws. Boundaries at work. That's the only one that I can't think of. Boundaries have been a bane of my existence. I used to allow people to trample my boundaries, and I have learned the true benefits of having to. Oh, Elizabeth, we're gonna have this boundaries week. I'm excited to have the boundaries week. Oh my goodness. This is oof. But the fifth commandment is to be forgetful of mistakes. So I've made the comparison to the NFL quarterback Brett Favre. Some of y'all, are old enough to remember him. Played for the Packers, played for the Vikings, maybe another team, and the Jets. But this is a guy, he threw Hall of Famer, threw a lot of touchdowns, but he made a lot of mistakes. But the best thing about Brett Favre, outside of him being able to play games without getting hurt, was that whenever he would throw an interception and make a mistake, he would come out the very next drive and he would be as confident as he was if he had never made a mistake. And that's how we should live, because we're going to make a lot of mistakes, but we tend to beat ourselves up. And our relationship with rejection is not the best. So it puts us in this negative loop of not liking ourselves, lowering ourselves, making it hard for us to speak up for ourselves, making it hard for us to enforce boundaries. And that's why it's so important to know that, okay, I don't want to make mistakes. I want to get better each and every day. But when I make a mistake, I want to forget it and just move forward. Well, Michaela, it's all good. Oh, actually, JT, you're right. Brett Favre did play for the Falcons, or he was drafted by the Falcons. Yeah, he was drafted by the Falcons. So, yeah. How did I forget? That was his first team. Thank you, JT. Thank you. I appreciate that. Kimberly, you came just in time. Sometimes relationships with timing is off. Yeah. And JT, if that's the case, it might be time to take a little bit of a break. Just take a break. Yeah, Mickey Ficky is good for YouTube because you can keep the cussing down. Keep the cussing down. More football, please. Megan, these three words right here, every guy in America just had a warm feeling in our hearts. You said more football, please. Yes. Drafted by Atlanta, only there for one season as backup. Oh, yeah. You're completely right. Brett Favre was in Atlanta for okay. How did I forget that? Pink Pillow says, my mom's side of the family forces me to hug them, and I can't say no hug. All right, so Pink Pillow, let me address this, and then let me see what Michaela said. My husband and I broke up twice because of distance. He said we'd probably only be friends. I said, we'll see. And I'll talk about this later on the live stream, but women don't know how much power they have. If women realize how much power they had, I'm afraid of a world where women know how much power they have. Because women are the best thing on earth. You know, like women, Michaela, you know what I'm saying? Women have a lot of power, and guys are not. Guys are like 2-dimensional. It was just like, you know, it was like very 2-dimensional. So a lot of times, if you know, my girl's like, "Oh, you're gonna be my boyfriend." Yeah, all right, yeah, I'm your boyfriend now. Cool. You know, we don't have that much power in the grand scheme of things. Um, so when women realize JT, yeah, especially women who like football, yeah, especially women that like football, JT, yeah, JT like Megan, and JT, I don't know if you're single, but Megan's in Orlando, Florida. I know you're in the West Coast, and I know that I'm not supposed to be hooking y'all up, but I like making things awkward when I'm not involved. So JT and Megan, if there's a love connection, speak up now or forever hold your peace. She like football. You like women that like football. Morgan, the boys, it's good to see you. Yeah, you're in Florida, Megan. I realize today how I have not allowed myself grace and lived in shame. Oh, shoot. I forgot. Okay. I'm ready. I forgot. I forgot about my franchise game. Sorry, y'all. I'm ready now. I forgot for the game. Catch me watching every Packers game with my man. The game against the Saints is a divine household. See, women that like football have all the power in the world. Oh my goodness. Megan says she's in Florida, but I know she's. All right, y'all. I do have to leave because I told this guy I was gonna play him, and now he's asking me. Dang it. All right, y'all. So this is a great live stream. I could have gone on for like an hour longer. I will let you all know in the Discord when the next live stream will be. We can't do a breakfast one. I'll wake up early.
What?
Yeah. Oh, I'm busy.
Haircut.
Okay. All right. Okay.
I know these.
Okay. All right. I'll let you all know the next time I can hop on the live stream.
Next week in the Bay.
Next week in the Bay. Boundaries week. All right.
Morning show.
Yeah. All right. Next week is gonna be Boundaries week, so I'll see you all then. I gotta go play this guy. Hopefully, I win. Take care. Love y'all.